Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most infamous events in modern history, the Chernobyl disaster. It's a story that has a mix of science, human drama, and, unfortunately, tragedy. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of what happened, why it matters, and how it continues to shape our world today. So let's get into it. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant was located near the town of Pripyat in the then Soviet Union, now Ukraine. It started construction in the 1970s and became operational in 1977. Chernobyl was designed to be a massive power generator using an RBMK reactor, which was quite different from reactors used in other parts of the world. This plant was a critical part of the Soviet energy strategy, aimed at boosting energy production and supporting the growing needs of the country. Now, fast forward to the early 1980s. The Soviet Union was facing some serious challenges, including aging plants and rising energy demands. The Chernobyl reactor had various design flaws and safety issues, which were often ignored or downplayed by the management. On the night of April 25, 1986, a safety test was scheduled to evaluate what would happen if the power went out unexpectedly. Sounds straightforward, right? But when you throw in operator mistakes and lack of proper training, things can get messy real fast. So, here's where things go downhill. At around 1:23 a.m. on April 26th, the test began. Operators tried to create conditions where they could simulate a blackout, but things didn't quite go as planned. Instead of a controlled decline, the reactor's power surged uncontrollably. Within seconds, a series of explosions ripped through the facility. The core was exposed, fires broke out, and a massive cloud of radioactive particles spewed into the atmosphere. It was chaos, and no one knew what was about to unfold. In the minutes following the explosion, firefighters rushed in to combat the flames, unaware of the radiation they were exposed to. Unfortunately, 2 plant workers died on that first night, and over the next few weeks, many of the initial responders suffered severe health consequences. The nearby town of Pripyat, home to around 49,000 people, was suddenly at the center of a nuclear disaster. The evacuation started just 36 hours later, but by that time, people had already been exposed to dangerous levels of radiation. The Soviet government reacted slowly. Information was not clearly communicated, and the scale of the disaster was downplayed. As the severity of the situation became apparent, thousands of workers, known as liquidators, were sent in to help control the fallout. They worked tirelessly to stabilize the reactor and minimize further damage. Eventually, a massive concrete sarcophagus was constructed over the reactor to contain the radiation, but this was just a temporary fix. The sacrifices made by these workers should never be forgotten. Now let's talk about the aftermath. The immediate area around Chernobyl became a ghost town. The environment was heavily contaminated, and the long-term health consequences were severe for many, with a notable increase in thyroid cancer among those exposed. Of course, the economic impact also hit hard, not just in the surrounding areas but throughout the USSR. Entire towns were relocated, and many struggled to adjust to their new lives. Chernobyl's story didn't just disappear after the disaster. It has left a lasting mark on culture, inspiring documentaries, films, and even a popular HBO miniseries. The disaster serves as a powerful lesson about the importance of safety regulations in nuclear power. Today, researchers continue to study the effects of the disaster, ensuring that we learn from the past to prevent similar events in the future. So there you have it. The Chernobyl disaster was a wake-up call about the potential dangers of nuclear energy, something we should all be aware of. It reminds us of the vulnerable line between human error and technology. Let's stay informed and support initiatives that prioritize safety in energy production. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more content. Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. See you next time.